Hi, Kat. So let's go ahead and look at what we need to do this week for our homework assignment, which is assignment 9. If you were really, the British word is keen, and downloaded assignment 9 already last week and did it or something, you are out of luck because I revised it, so it's different. The description for that is up there that's not it, at the top of the page. Go ahead and look at it. You'll notice there's, by the way, an assignment 8.5. That assignment is out, so don't say I never gave you nothing. Although in this case, I literally am not giving you something. Assignment 9, here we go. So this is working with type, doing a little bit of creative layout. Should be fun, have fun with it. If you want to make it a little goofier, Victor, I'm looking at you. Feel free, as long as you do the things that are on here. We're going to be making a magazine cover and using that as a way to test some of our skills. We'll set up a new document with proper magazine proportions. What are those? Well, I don't know. Why don't you go and measure a magazine? And we'll drop our image in. We're going to need 3 images, minimum. I guess you could have more if you wanted. 3 images. You need to have people in those images, or at least, well, you know, I guess you don't need to have people. If you want to choose a different genre of magazine because you don't have people pictures, that is also okay. But 3 pictures, they can be stuff you pull from the internet, they can be stuff from your archive, they can be things you shoot with your phone, as long as they're decent. I would say that the main magazine image should not be something from your phone. There are also, if you are like, oh man, I don't have any pictures and I don't know how to take pictures. You can use, there are some assignment 9 sample files, you could grab some of those. You know, that's fine. So one of these images will be the magazine sort of main cover. You'll set up a new document, like I just said, drop the image in, by which I mean like copy paste it, don't smart object it in, because like figure out where to put it to best display the person or whatever it is, if it's a picture of the Chrysler building, whatever. And also have space around them where you can put text, right? That's important. The image should be full bleed. So this is a term that I'm not sure we have talked about yet. If I go back to my week 11 on Blackboard, I mean, whatever, Google Sites. So there is a sample People magazine cover and a link to a slideshow of other People magazine covers. All of these are full bleed. What that means is that the image runs all the way to the edge of the paper, right? Now, for those of you who just watched the final project video, and that should be all of you, you'll know that I said, hey, you can't actually print all the way to the edge of the paper. If you wanted it to be all the way to the edge, you would have to trim it off both in an inkjet print and in a offset printing print. Offset printing is the method that we use to make things like magazines. And that is what happens. So when the magazines are all printed, there's a whole bunch of sheets, they're put together, they're bound, basically with like glue on the side, and then they take this giant cutting thing, stick them in there, shkunk, shkunk, shkunk. They don't cut this side because that's the binding, but they cut off those 3 sides, and now you have this perfect smooth edge to your magazine. So they can't print all the way to the edge either. They trim it just like you would. For this assignment, assignment 9, we're going to do full bleed, so we're going to run the image all the way to the edge, even though if we were to try and print it that way, it would not work. All right, assignment 9. Put the main logo/title on the magazine. Take a look at some real magazines, see how they scale it. Use masking so that part of the person is covering up part of that logo/title. Add article headers, coordinating colors from the main image, coordinate the colors for the fonts. At least 2 pieces of text should have noticeable effects applied. Remember we talked a little bit about that last week. Effects are any number of things. Probably the most frequent ones or in a context like this are outer glow and drop shadow. Also, sometimes you just get a stripe around them. You need to have at least one solid color shape with a picture inside of it. See the examples, and once you're done, save it as a layered PSD in sRGB, because I don't know where your images are coming from. And then also make a flattened copy as a JPEG. That can be full size, that would be fine. It can also be 2000 pixels on the long side, that would also be fine. Make a folder and drop it in. Cool, so that is our assignment 9. And we're gonna walk through how we do that in just a sec. So before we do that, go ahead and download, I'm gonna pause here for a moment and download the files so that you are ready to play along at home as I do them here. You can either download my files, which would allow you to play along directly, or if you want, you can go find files, grab them off the internet or out of your archive to work with. So I will wait here while you do that.